Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to set the width and height or margins in constraint layout using layout params in Android app. So let's begin. Let's create a new app. We can name it as constraint layout setting. And rest of the things I'll leave it, or probably I'll change it to the latest version, which is like API 34, and I'll click finish and wait for the environment to load. Once the environment loads, I'll also maximize this window. I will first and foremost complete my layout part. So layout part, I'll keep it simple. I don't think I need text view. What I'll need is an image view, and in this image view probably I can put any kind of avatar. It doesn't matter. Or okay, I'll put just this avatar, and right now I'll leave it as the default size. And I'll include two buttons. One will to increase the dimension of this. So I'll just name this as increase dimension. Okay, I'll give some constraints as well. Increase dimension. And another button for reducing the dimension, decreasing the dimension. So I'll name this as decrease dimension. Perfect. And I'll give it some constraints here, and then I'll run up. Before that, I'll do one more thing. In this image, I have to make sure that the src compat has been given, I think, on this one, the other one. So over here, I don't think avatar option is there, so I'll do one thing. I'll use this as my icon or the default image, and I don't think I need this one, so I can remove this. Yeah, perfect. And now let me run this in an emulator so that to see how it comes up, at least the default one. In parallel, I'll continue my Java code, and here I'll create two public methods for each button: public void button increase dimension, and the other one will be for decrease dimension. Control C, Control V, button. Instead of increase, I'll just name it as decrease. Yeah. For this one, we may have to press Alt Enter to include the required library. And now I'll quickly go back to my particular UI, and over here for each of these buttons on click attribute, I'll associate it with the respective method. One is like increase and the other one is the decrease. And also to this image view, I'll give it some ID so that I can access it. Okay, it's already there, the ID, perfect. And I'll go back here and I'll try to access that widget image view from here. Image view, and I can use findViewById R.id.imageView. Yeah, and in parallel, my app has also come up on the right hand side, so if you can see, and the default icon, whatever it's there, is showing up. Now, in these two methods, I'll one by one increase and do the coding for decreasing the dimension of this image view. So for that, what you have to do, you have to create a variable called layoutParams. But here, if you see, there are lots of options being given. So I think I'll prefer to choose it from the constraint layout, which is, I think, somewhere in the start itself, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this one, Android. I think this is what I will be using, and then the variable name. And over here, we can use our image view to get the layout. So get layout params, perfect. And okay, it may ask me to type cast it. Okay, do the casting, no problem. And once I have it, then I can use this layout param to update my dimension. So say for example here width, I will just increase it by layout params dot width plus 5 dp, let's assume, and same thing I'll do for height also. So layoutParams dot height is equal to layoutParams dot height plus 5. Perfect. And so this will keep increasing by 5 dp, which will be like a gradual increase. And I'll do the same thing here in the decrease part. The only thing is, instead of, okay, I think I should have done copied this part as well. Control C, Control V, and instead of increasing it by 5, I'll do is subtraction by 5 dp. So that's all. Let me rerun the code and see what happens, whether it works or not. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm pressing this increase or decrease button, but nothing is happening, and I think I understood what is going wrong here. So I have not set the layout back in this, right? So that's what we have to do. We have to set the layout parameter back. So this line of code was missing. So I'll do this, Control C, and over here also Control V, and I'll do one thing. Instead of plus 5, which may be a bit less for visual purpose, I'll make it 50 in one go, increasing and decreasing both, and let's see how it comes up. So I'm reading the code, and perfect. So if you notice, it's increasing, right? And if I can decrease, yeah. So even you can set the margins similarly. To say, for example, I have to set some margin. So I'll do one thing. In this increase button itself, I'll add a margin also. So there could be margin of like left margin, right margin. So if you just type margin, you'll get all the options, the 4 margin options. So over here, probably I'll set the left margin to 0 in this method, and in the decrease method, I will do one thing. I'll set the left margin to some bigger value, probably 100 or even bigger, 200, just so that it's visually very clear that it's working. So let's see. So I'm expecting it will increase the size, and along with that it will also set a C. If it's notice, it's setting the margin to 0 over here, and if I press here, so it is offsetting by around 200, and then it's decreasing the dimension back. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show you in this video. So if you notice, it can move the margins as well, left, right. So that's all I wanted to show you in this short video. I hope this video is useful to you. So the steps are like, you have to first get the layout parameters from that particular widget, and then set whatever you want to set, and then set it back to that particular widget using the set layout params command. So I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put it in the comment section below, and if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and